Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the interface of Jira Cloud. And in this video, I don't really want to say that Jira Cloud is a bit difficult to work on. I think it is more about getting used to things. Now, let me show you. And this is something that I encounter almost on a daily basis, especially with those people who have come to Jira Cloud from Jira Data Center, because these days I, for some reason, which I can't share, I have been working with people who moved from Jira Cloud, or their organization moved their Jira instance from Jira Data Center to Jira Cloud. And users, who have been used to working on Jira Data Center. They are now a bit confused. They are not a bit lost when it comes to finding the information. And to be honest, I still think Jira Data Center is still neat, or I should say simple, as compared to Jira Cloud. So, as a new Jira user, right? And by the way, this is applicable to both experienced Jira users or also non-experienced Jira users. So, if you are on Jira Data Center, right? So you have the search option here. Now, usually you may want to search for something like maybe, let us say you want to search for test. When you type here something, you will be taken to this issue navigator, right? So we all know from our experience, and it says here on top that this is your issue navigator, right? Now, when you search for something here using the search box, you will be taken to the search issue navigator search. And of course, you have the basic search here. So you will, of course, be able to switch between basic and advanced search if you know, or if you don't know. Even if you don't know, you will find this information. So it's simple, right? Now, usually, in most cases, people want to, when they open Jira, they want to look at, of course, or they're used to this dashboard, system dashboard, which is of course a bit configurable on Jira Cloud. On Jira Cloud, you can say that I want my first page to be this your work, which makes sense, but it may not be always obvious for everyone. Now, the second thing is people want to know, how can I find my board? And I'm saying here board because nowadays, unfortunately, you have, I mean, not unfortunately, but usually you would be either using a Kanban board or a Scrum board because it is cool, right? Now on Jira Cloud, it is always the case. You will always have some board, or in most cases, right? And it is almost impossible for those users to find their board again. And not everyone is, of course, familiar with the concept of a board versus project. So I have to tell them, yes, there is something called as a board which you can find, and there are multiple ways to reach your board. You can either go to this your work and then go to board, and you might find some options here that will take you to the board that you just opened, right? And of course, you can make your board as a favorite board. So there is nothing wrong with it, to be honest. It is just a matter of telling them where to go. And again, in this video, I'm not really saying that Jira Cloud is difficult to work with. It is a bit more, I mean, you have a lot more happening. You have to basically configure it slightly to mark those favorites. Maybe you have to configure by going to your profile whether you want to land on a dashboard or your work. And I tell them that yes, there is an option called here view all board, which will take you to the board. Now the thing is that I have to always explain them, and it is like a constant thing with me, where I'm always explaining them the difference between a board versus a project. So that is again, a challenge. It is, of course, the same thing is there on Jira Data Center as well. Now, when you go to view all board, then of course you can search for board. And this search is again not massively great, but it works mostly, right? There is also one more way to find your board. You can go to search here on top, and then you can click on this boards. So that is also another, way to reach your boards. Now let us talk about how to, let us say, go to the issue navigator, right? Or I mean, of course, you can perform search on your Jira Data Center, or you can click on view all issues. It will basically take you to the issue navigator. But one thing which I really liked, which I still like, is this issues on top, and you can click on search for issues, right? And it is like there right in front of your face, and it is hard to miss it. On Jira Data Center, on Jira Cloud, I keep saying Data Center. It took me a while to say Jira Data Center. I was used to Jira Server. So here you have your work where there is no way to like perform search or go to your issue navigator. Then of course you have projects. I mean, you will eventually land. You may eventually land to your issue navigator, but it is not obvious by looking at these options here, board or recent, which is again nothing but your issues. And then of course you have filters. Now this is again a thing. When you click on filters, you have the option here called view all issues. It will take you to the same thing, but you also have this view all filter, which is the first option. When you click on view all filters, then you have the list of filters. On Jira Data Center, you have current search and search for issues, and I missed this current search. I know we have on Jira Cloud this search option on top, but it is too much. I mean, I understand this is great because you can see recently viewed, you can see recently viewed boards, you can go to the issues that are like updated in the last basically you have some filters, right? So based on the date, last update date, or based on the status, you can do some quick filtration here, but it is not massively straightforward to reach this issue navigator. Basically you go to issues and you perform search, right? And on Jira Cloud, you have to basically click on this search first, then you have to go to view all issues, or you have to go to filters, and then you have to click on view all filters. Of course, you can perform search here, right? But what if I don't really want to perform search here? I just want to go to the issue navigator, right? Give me a link to go to the issue navigator. And this issue navigator, like for example, search, this is basically the place which I like, where I think most people actually go to start their I mean, any experienced Jira user, you tell them, okay, can you please send me those issues where you assigned a ticket to Tom, right? Now, then of course I can tell them that yes, I can create a filter for you, but if they're experienced, they can say, okay, let me do that very quickly. They will go to search and they will perform search. Here it is too many clicks. They can do it, but it is a bit frustrating. And I'm not really saying it is for those people who are coming from Jira Data Center. It is also equally true for new Jira users, because for new Jira users, Jira Cloud interface, there is a lot happening. And I think I made one video recently where I talked about that Jira Cloud interface, which I think is happening, or I usually I don't always worry too much about these upcoming things. I think at Atlassian, whenever they have something to announce, they do announce it. Well, I think they're good when it comes to like announcing, but I normally wait for things to settle down and then I look at it, because I know if Atlassian has to do something, they will do it. And Jira Cloud interface, I think because especially for those users who are like me, who are used to Jira Data Center, it is a bit, there is some friction. It is not impossible. It is not like too difficult for us because we are experienced, but it's still not super easy because we are too much used to Jira Data Center. So I think having some configurable UI where you can have these links or maybe some kind of a way to customize what we want to display or what we want to present for the users, I think that would be wonderful. I know we can't, and by the way, on Jira Data Center, we can actually, using, again, just slightly going off topic, we can actually tweak it, right? We can insert some web item somewhere. We can also, of course, do some extreme customizations if we have to. But what I wanted to talk about today in this video is that if you are using Jira Cloud, or if you are someone like me who is helping customers move to Jira Cloud after they have done migration, then this thing should be part of your plan, like training plan, where you can spend time, organize some regular sessions, maybe publish these things somewhere on your Confluence if you're using Confluence. so that people are not always reaching out to you, bothering you. Sometimes people, just send me a message, Ravi, how do I rename a filter? So it's again a simple thing, but not everything is obvious when you're doing things on Jira Cloud. Of course, it is. I'm not really saying renaming a filter is super easy on Jira Data Center as well. But the thing is that, especially for those cases, especially for those organizations where they have done the migration, your old documentation is more or less obsolete. So you have to work on that. Your old training manuals, your videos, your articles that you published to help your users, you have to redo it. So I think do think about those things when you are doing your planning for Jira Data Center to Jira Cloud migration. All right, that is it. So I hope you found this video useful and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.